Hello, folks. Welcome to Tier 3 Vision. This is Vikash, and today we are going to discuss one of the most important topics in data engineering, that is PySpark. So, what is PySpark? So, PySpark is an interface for Apache Spark and Python. It's not only allows you to write Spark application using Python APIs, but also provide some core functionality of Spark and also shell scripting within Python. It is also help you to interactively analyze your data in a distributed environment. It is majorly used for processing structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. It also provides an optimized API that can read from various data sources containing different file formats. Thus, with PySpark, you can process the data by making use of SQL as well as HiveQL. Now, so how you install PySpark? So here I'm using Jupyter Notebook and Anaconda environment. You can use your own IDE because it is much friendly. That's why I'm using it. So to install PySpark, you can simply do pip install PySpark. So as you can see, it is already satisfied. Now, before using PySpark, you need to import the PySpark. So here I'm importing the PySpark and I'm using a data set of Kaggle house price prediction. I'm using that particular data set. So here you can see this is the data set I downloaded from the Kaggle. I'll give you a particular link where you can download and use this particular data set for your analysis. So as you can see, this is the particular data set we'll be using now. So I'm using pandas also because it is a large data set. So when we do some kind of a show function, it will not come properly. So we'll be using pandas data frame and we'll try to make it look even kind of, you can say, much more prettier than rather than Spark. So I'm import pandas as PD and I'm reading the CSV using pandas also. Now from spark.sql, I'm importing Spark session because when you're working with different you can say IDs, you need to set the Spark session explicitly. But when you work with you can say PySpark terminal or you can say PySpark shell, the Spark is automatically set and you need not to invoke any kind of session. So here I'm creating one session. So from PySpark.sql, I'm importing a session. Now I need to build session. So what I'll do, Spark session.builderapp.app name house price will create or get it. Now as you can see, when I hit Spark session, so as you can see Spark session, it's in memory, Spark construct, and also what is the version we will be using and what is our app name. Now so we'll be using certain function. So in Spark, so whatever the function we'll be using, it's the part of .sql library .functions .sql library .types. So we'll be using that particular function. So for before using it, we need to import those particular function. So from PySpark.sql.function, I'm importing it and I'm reading the particular file. So in order to read that particular file in Spark, we will be using spark.read.option, as you can see here. And in option, you need to put header is equal to true. Header means whatever the header we'll be using, and you can also do infer schema. I'm not using infer schema as of now, and you need to .csv, whatever the CSV file you will be using. Now type of df will show you that we have a data frame. Now if you do df.print schema, you will get the whole schema that which is which particular column is of which type, which data type, whether it's can store null value or not, and so on. So as you can see, here we are. Now if you do df.show, so it will invoke that particular data frame and what are the values, it will come on your console. So as you can see that values are a little bit clumsy, we cannot able to see. So what we will use, we'll use pandas. So I'm importing df.pandas, df.to pandas. So I'm converting this data frame into pandas and I'm basically just reading its top 20 values. So as you can see, this is my data set and it containing sale price, pool QC and everything. Now let's get into some conditional statement. Suppose if you want to select certain columns where you have certain conditions. So here I'm selecting, suppose I want to select the kitchen coil and garage type where my sale price is greater than this certain amount and my garage area is greater than 484. So what I can do, I can do df dot select and I can pass my column name. This is my column name, and dot where I can pass my condition where sale price is greater than certain amount, and if you want to pass another condition you can use another where, and in last you can use dot show to basically see whatever the output you are getting on the console. So as you can see, I'm getting both the column. Now if you want to find out its aggregate, you can do df dot aggregate, because all the aggregation function is a part of you can say aggregate library here in Spark. So you can simply pass the column and whatever you want to find out in a form of dictionary. So as you can see, I pass, so I'll get the sum as this. Now you can use two column also. So df dot aggregate, I want to find out sum and I want to find out the max column, so both you can get it here. Now if you want to find out the sale price where the column name garage have value attached, so you can do by this. So as you can see, I'm getting all the sale price where my column garage is having this attached certain value. Now if you want to do some kind of a, you can say, a transformation on certain column, so you can do this with also. So with column is a kind of, you can say, function. It will help you to create a new column. So I'm creating a new column, half of the sale price, and I'm using this sale price as a kind of a parameter, and I'm just multiplying 0.5 or 1/2 into it, and I'm creating another column and storing its value in half of the sale price column. So as you can see, when I will do df dot show, so it's a bit clumsy, so again I'm creating it in a form of pandas data frame, and I'm showing here. So as you can see that here I've got half of the sale price column, and it containing basically the half amount of the sale price. Now df dot head will give you top three values. So as you can see, it's a lot clumsy. Now if you want to see that two columns simultaneously, you can select both particular column and you can pass the column in the form of array. So if you want to suppose find out sale condition and sale price, you can do this. So as you can see that sale condition and sale price is also there. Suppose if I want to add here year old also, so I can do year sold also. So I simply do comma, and in a single quote I'll do YR SOLD. So when I hit here, you can see that I'm getting years old also. Now df.dtypes will give you data types of the particular column. So as you can see, my id is having a string column, ms subclass is having string column, and so on. So you can check the data type of whole data frame. Now if you do df of a particular column, it will tell you that you have, this is the column which is sale price. Now you can also add columns the same way as I told earlier. Suppose in this I'm multiplying it by 2 and I'm creating another column. So as you can see here, I've created double of the column. It will basically contain double the price of this particular column. Now now if you want to rename particular column, so what you can do, you can rename also column. So here I'm renaming this year old column with years sold column. So for this I need to use with column renamed. So I'm renaming and I'm assigning it to particular new data frame df1. So df1 with this. Now if I'll do df1 dot show, you'll get rename column, but it's a bit clumsy, so we'll be using pandas data frame to check it. So when you put head, so as you can see, my year old is converted to years sold. Now if you want to print schema, you can do print schema also, and df dot show will give you that particular data frame. Now if you want to drop that particular column, you can simply do drop. So here I'm dropping that particular column and I'm assigning that particular data frame to df2, another data frame. So as you can see, df2 you can do df dot drop, and you can simply pass the column name. To view it, I'm just converting it into pandas data frame, and I'm checking just top element. So as you can see, we don't have any kind of street column in here. We don't have any street column because we have dropped it. Now you can use df2.count to count how many values you'll be having. You can print columns also using df2.columns and so on. So with that, we are going to end this video. Hope you like it. We are going to continue covering some more concept related to PySpark in upcoming videos. So with this, thank you so much. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be coming with a more content related to data engineering. I'll be covering more on PySpark, Hive, Apache SQL, Apache, you can say Yarn, and so on. We'll be building a complete series on data engineering. So till then, please do like, comment, subscribe, motivate me to come with the new videos, and please take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much.